As you are aware, we at Tesla don't build sluggish automobiles. The power of this beast is insane when compared to a diesel truck. You can really zoom around, especially if you're not towing anything. In essence, it appears as though an elephant is moving like a cheetah. It accelerates and brakes quickly. It is not at all slow. It truly is a significant improvement over driving a semi. Even though you're transporting 82,000 pounds, it seems like you're driving a regular automobile. In many ways, it's a technological revolution. The Tesla workforce is still facing layoffs. The electric vehicle firm is firing hundreds of additional employees, including two high-ranking executives, the head of new products and the executive director of Tesla's supercharger group, barely 2 weeks after terminating at least 14,000 staff. In the current episode, Tesla is going through an odd development. To put it simply, an update is sent to the Optimus bot and Walmart receives a new semi. What is the real situation with Tesla these days? Is Elon Musk becoming the most innovative businessman of the 21st century, or is he going insane? The topic is controversial due to the vast range of opinions about it. Let's get started though. Please show your support by enjoying this video and subscribing to our channel before we go any further. Let's get this video started, and welcome to Tesla Stock News. Tesla has been making large-scale layoffs throughout the whole organization. More employees were let go from the engineering, software, and service areas just this past weekend. Together with the majority of the Giga Texas battery cathode manufacturing team, roughly 10% of plant workers, a few high-ranking executives, and seemingly everyone in charge of Tesla's supercharging division are also being laid off. This specific cut is causing a great deal of discussion. Tesla even called off its summer internship program, only a few weeks before the country's college students were scheduled to arrive. The mystery is increased by the fact that Elon seems to be operating alone in a position of power vacuum after Tom Jado, Tesla's last senior officer, returned to China. There has been some uncertainty as a result of Elon Musk's multiple justifications for the layoffs throughout this reduction process. Still, there's some clarity in his remarks. According to CEO Elon Musk, the business is proceeding with its intention to fire roughly 10% of its paid employees. According to Musk, the company had to make layoffs since certain sectors of its growth were a bit too rapid. He stated that he anticipates their headcount, including hourly and paid employees, will be greater in a year. The majority of those laid off in the initial wave were Giga Texas industrial workers. Elon ascribed this to hiring inefficiencies and role duplication brought on by Tesla's explosive increase in employment over the previous few years. Subsequently, prominent exits started to occur, one of which being Drew Baglino, the chief of powertrain and energy engineering. Beyond his title, Drew was considered Elon Musk's right-hand man, frequently joining him on stage for significant announcements. Many saw Drew as a future Tesla CEO in the event that Elon had a setback, but that does not seem to have been the case. Following these high-profile departures, which appeared to be mutually agreed upon, or at least voluntarily, Elon told investors that these adjustments were a part of restructuring for the company's upcoming growth phase. Subsequently, events took an odd turn when Rebecca Tanucci, the head of charging infrastructure, and the rest of the staff behind Tesla's supercharging network were abruptly fired. She may be familiar to you from last year's Tesla Investor Day, when she talked about initiatives to improve the effectiveness of Tesla's charging experience, lessen traffic at charging stations, and integrate additional automakers like Ford and Rivian into the supercharger network. All of it seemed like the kind of advancement that admirers of Tesla would want to learn about. But Elon's voice became very different. He used these layoffs as an example to demonstrate to the public, according to an internal email that was leaked, how serious he is about cutting costs and personnel. This is a section taken from the email. Hopefully, these moves are demonstrating to everyone how serious we need to take headcount and cost reduction. Although a few senior staff members are giving this some serious thought, the majority are still hesitant. After terminating unneeded hires, reorganizing the leadership team for a new stage of expansion, and now implementing strict cost-cutting measures, the company has moved on. Elon Musk is not rewriting history. all of his justifications for each stage of the reduction process were accurate at the time they were given. Returning to the topic of supercharging, a lot of Tesla owners are concerned about this. Even though the majority of EV drivers usually charge at home, having a dependable and efficient on-the-go charging solution is crucial. Tesla still intends to grow the supercharger network, Elon recently stated on X, although at a slower rate for new facilities and with a greater focus on extending existing locations and ensuring 100% uptime. Tesla's decision to pull out of 4 new supercharger stations near New York City, where construction was set to begin, was a clear indication of this slower growth. These stations were designed to handle the increase in demand from Tesla-powered Uber drivers. Introduced last year, New York City's Green Rides policy requires any newly certified ride-sharing car to be electric. In NYC, the use of EV chargers has already increased tenfold as a result of this rule. Supercharging is necessary much more frequently for rideshare vehicles than for regular drivers, particularly for those operated by Uber and Lyft. Reliable public charging stations are essential because most NYC residents lack access to home charging infrastructure, unlike typical EV owners who can charge their vehicles at home. For Tesla, this circumstance offers both possibilities and challenges. The growing number of EV chargers highlights how urgently a strong and widespread supercharger network is required. Nevertheless, Tesla recently sacked every member of the team in charge of its supercharging business, casting doubt on the company's capacity to satisfy this expanding demand. However, the Tesla adventure is far from over. It's even more fascinating because every day brings new and intriguing discoveries with ups and downs. That is the method by which Tesla continues to draw investors down its rabbit hole. You know who else is as optimistic as Tesla? That would be Seeking Alpha, our sponsor for today. It's not enough to merely watch Tesla's phenomenal rise from the sidelines. Seeking Alpha is your one-stop shop for the most recent information on Tesla, Tesla stock price targets, Tesla innovation, and everything Elon Musk related for fans of the company and those who have an eye for finding the next big stock market find. Avoid the mainstream media's negative commentary about Tesla. The internet's top pro-Tesla news outlet is Seeking Alpha. Our channel might receive a commission if you click on the affiliate links in the description and make a purchase. I appreciate your help. Other businesses, such as Revel, are filling the hole left by Tesla's decision to withdraw from adding new supercharger sites in New York City. Several of the charging stations that Tesla abandoned have already been taken over by Revel. Due to this change, Tesla might no longer be the only company offering infrastructure for charging its cars, particularly when additional EV manufacturers begin to use the North American charging standard. All EV charging providers will have to have these connectors if all EVs use NACS, which will enable businesses like Revel and Electrify America to service Tesla vehicles. This move may lessen the immediate pressure on Tesla to grow its network of superchargers, but it may also have an adverse effect on the company's reputation and level of customer happiness in the event that the public charging infrastructure is unable to satisfy user demands. The capacity to offer convenient, dependable charging will be essential to preserving Tesla's competitive advantage as the EV industry expands. One plausible explanation could be that almost all new electric vehicles sold in America after 2025 would use Tesla's charging technology, known as the North American Charging Standard. As a result, Tesla is under less pressure to offer all charging infrastructure. All EV charging sources will need to have native NACS connectors if every car uses NACS. Businesses such as Revel and Electrify America will step in to cover this vacuum. Indeed, Revel has already taken over the Tesla-abandoned charging outlets in New York City.